Hello, Knights fans, and welcome to the first edition of the Knights Baseball Roundup presented by FDUKnights.com. I'm your host, Gavin Neville. We're joined today by head baseball coach Gary Puccio. We wanted to talk a little bit about the first pitch dinner. We know that the games will start later in the week with the Davidson tournament, but the first pitch dinner is really the unofficial start to the season. So this is your second one with the Knights. Could you talk a little bit about what you're looking forward to most and what the event will be like?
Yeah, I'm trying to make that our gala event basically for baseball. And last year we had about 100 people at it. I believe we're somewhere around close to 140 already for this year, which is a pretty nice turnout considering, well, obviously we have more kids too, which is obviously helping. I just think that's a great way for us to kick off the season, and we call it a first pitch dinner for the reason that we give out the first pitch of the year, go all to the kid who's going to throw the first pitch of the year. And I just think it's something special. We've been doing it, I've been doing it a long time, and it's just a nice way to get going every year.
So last year, like we said, was the first time that you had done it here as the head coach of the Fairleigh Dickinson Knights. What do you kind of take away from that last year, and what was your impression of it?
Well, it's a great chance to combine the past and the present. It's a chance to get the alumni involved, have them meet the new players, have the new players touch into the past and into a part of the tradition and the richness of, you know, the success that FDU had for a long, long time in baseball. And when you bring back some of the Hall of Fame guys, it just gives the kids that are currently playing a realization of what you can achieve as a player here.
Right, and you said you're honoring some of the alumni. Who like are you going to focus on this year?
Well, we are honoring the 1980s All-Decade team this year. Last year we honored the 1970s All-Decade team, and we had over half of them with 10, which was great. Some of them are returning again this year. In fact, some of them are speaking for me. Stephen Bowski and Joe Rigoli, who's a scout for the St. Louis Cardinals. He'll be speaking for us, and he's one of FDU's own. And we'll be honoring the 1980s guys, and also Lou Turco, who has gone to Hall of Fame this past year, who I met last year at the dinner when we honored him as a 1970s All-Decade player. And he happens to be the winningest pitcher in the history of FDU baseball, and the man waited almost 40 years to get into the Hall of Fame, so it should be pretty special.
Right, and you said that it's a good chance for your current players to kind of connect with the alumni. How important is that, do you think, for your team and for the whole program to kind of embrace how rich the tradition is here?
I think it's very important. I think it just makes kids realize that FDU was a winning program, is successful, has the opportunity to be successful again, have had players go on to professional careers. You know, Joe Rigoli is a great example. This is a man that played here in the 70s, was drafted, played in the minor leagues, ended up becoming a minor league manager with the St. Louis Cardinals, was a professional baseball coach on Larry Bowa's staff with the Philadelphia Phillies. Those are all great things that, you know, I want these guys to see what future could be ahead of them if things go the right way.
Gotcha. And then for the team this year, I know you have a lot of young guys, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. For Knights fans and people who are going to be watching the program, following the program, what kind of product can they expect to see, and what are your expectations?
Well, you know, you try to make lofty goals, and you also try to make realistic ones. So it's kind of one of those things where you're young, and it's going to take a little bit of a learning curve, but I have a lot of confidence in the kids we brought in. I think we brought in some really quality kids from a lot of good programs, good summer programs, and, you know, hopefully it's going to take them a little while to gel. The sooner the learning curve, the sooner we start winning. But I don't believe that's a question of if we'll start winning or more. I think it's more right now when.
We appreciate you taking time to talk about the first pitch dinner.
Thank you very much, Gary. I appreciate the time.
And we'll be back next week to preview the season and talk about the opening tournament in Davidson.
Sounds good.
Until next time, thanks, Knights fans.